really ready to go.
Okay, stuttering! Okay, stuttering! Okay, stuttering!
Take me by the hand, take me by the hand,
Okay, stuttering!
take me by the hand, take me by the hand.
Okay, stuttering!
He, him, they, them. He, him, they, them. Some people just call me Fluffy. Take me by the hand. Ocean man, take me by the hand. Ocean man. What the fuck is he wearing? It's not Halloween. Ocean man, take me by the hand. Ocean man.
Okay, stuttering!
Ocean man, take me by the hand. Ocean man. My God, I'm bending the head. Ocean man, take me by the hand. Ocean man. Oh my God, like that. Ocean man, take me by the hand. Ocean man. Hey darling, you can smile more. Ocean man, take me by the hand. Ocean man. That's what we fucking do. It's fuck off! Dude, me by the hand. Ooh, Mr. Ocean Man. Dude, me by the hand. Ooh, Mr. Ocean Man. Yeah, she is all gangrenous. That's cute, you massive fucking soy cock. He, him, they, them. Superficial bollocks. He, him, they, them. Spider monkey fucker. Some people just call me Fluffy. Holy shit. Yad, 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 yad. It's Captain Gay. Yes, of course it's Captain Gay. Yad, 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 yad. It's really ready to go. Here's some Hollywood horse bitch. Ocean man, take me by the hand. Ocean man, kitty fuck. Ocean man, take me by the hand. Ocean man,
Okay, stuttering!
ocean man, take me by the hand. Ocean man, I'm gonna make quad your main balls. Ocean man, take me by the hand. Ocean man, oh my God, like that. Ocean man, take me by the hand. Ocean man, beat him into submission. Ocean man, take me by the hand. Ocean man, Ocean man, take me by the hand. Ocean man, yada 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 yada. Ocean man, take me by the hand. Ocean man, you got me. Ocean man, take me by the hand. Ocean man,
So fucking crazy!
Ocean man, take me by the hand. Ocean man, fuck off! Fire, fire, big pants flyer. One of them. So that went well. Let's move on. Choose player. It's oh look, what a coincidence! God damn, I hate this day. I can't say the word tampon. Who? There is nothing I love more. Taking my headphones off, fuck that. Bethesda, there is nothing I love more than to fire up a brand new RPG, lose myself.
Sorry, did you want to get immersed in our world? Yeah, well, guess what?
Fucking pronouns! I love nothing more than to be dragged out at every fucking conceivable opportunity so you can fucking current day us. Current fucking day! Fuck off! We can't see past our own fucking reflection. That's the level of our narcissism here at Bethesda. Twat waffle! That's all you fucking are! Twat waffle! Fuck off! Fucking gender ambiguity! Fucking current day Californian shit! Cause that's all we fucking know! Cause we're boring! We're so fucking boring! You're boring! You're fucking dull! You have nothing to say! Fuck your immersion! Guess what? Fucking pronouns! You take everything we love and you just can't help! Shovel! You are dog shit! Fucking crap! Ideology! hold on. Hold on. No. No. That is ridiculous. So I was just watching this crazy college football, high school football, last play of the game, all or nothing. Turns out, won it all. I need to shift. And there we go. There we go. Let's just shift that across. Hi, everyone. Welcome to Afternoon Tea with Yaz. I'm your babyface. First off, before we even do anything, just want to give my my love to all my Australian viewers out there after today's fucking hideous events. Hold on, let me just check. Let me just check who did it. Hold on 2 secs. Oh. Okay, that story again, is it? Okay. I just want a spaceship. I just want a spaceship. Take us away. As is a grifter. Fuck off.
As is a grifter. Look at me.
Oh, no, wrong one.
Look at me. As is a grifter. As is a grifter. He says things with his own opinions in mind. And I've just got a tiny fucking penis, and I just follow what everybody else says because I'm so fucking afraid that if I have my own opinion, then they might actually have
I'm a griftly bear. Thank you very much. I'm not a grifter. I'm a griftly bear. Oh, do you know what? Do you know what? That means I'm going to have to put the griftly bear tax up because of that guy. Sorry, chat. Them they're the grifter rules. They're them the grifter rules. You got to put the griftly tax up. Griftly tax. There we go. Griftly tax is now up. It's how we do things. Nothing nicer than a bit of room temperature water to start the day. Lovely. Oh, room temperature, you say? Fantastic. My favorite. Admittedly, these bottles have been in my room for like 3 days now. But it's been so cold. It's been so cold. There's so many different things we can actually talk about today, you know. I definitely want to talk about Supergirl. Which has gone into next levels of hilarity right now. First of all, the temperature. First of all, I was reading somebody's chat, and it's amazing how quickly it permeates into your brain. We had the trailer, which I gotta say was shite. Then we had the cope that followed it. Even though, was it the trailer's not ratioed by any stretch of the imagination, but the trailer got more dislikes in its first 24 hours than the Superman trailer got in 6 months. Now think about that, right? Because the Superman trailer, for the most part, was well received, but the film did very average at the cinema, didn't make its money back. Superman lost money. So just think, based on that, Supergirl gets more dislikes in the first 24 hours than Superman gets in 6 months. It's not even gonna box office wise, it's not even gonna come close to Superman's numbers. It's not even gonna come close. Then there's a great clip that I want to show you where James Gunn goes on a stream that was apparently meant to be behind a paywall, but they forgot to put it behind a paywall. And James Gunn's just like, oh, well, you know, because you guys speak so nicely about me, I decided to, you know, repay the favor and come on. Wait a minute. The Access Media shield for you, so you decided to repay them with access? Holy shit. Thank you. Thank you very much, James, for confirming everything that we keep saying about Access Media and the fact that Access Media are therefore inclined to constantly shill for you so you do shit like this. Thank you for confirming that. So we'll see that later as well. And then, do I go into the death threat that I received last night because of my Supergirl take? I received an email last night with a death threat because of my Supergirl take, and it was put together in copy and paste. So the person that wrote it didn't even have their own fucking opinion. They just went to different segments that they thought obviously validated what they've been told to believe, and then copy and pasted it into an email. So there's like different fucking fonts. And then they end it. Then they end it by going into this whole thing about Charlie Kirk, and they hope that I get shot like Charlie Kirk. I mean, it's a little bit extreme because for a Supergirl take, you fucking mentally ill spacker. But this is where we are. I guess this is where we are when companies keep telling people that criticize their stuff that they're Nazis and white supremacists and bigots and homophobes and all that kind of stuff. I guess when Disney and other companies and the people who work under their banner keep calling their fans that for years and years and years, the mentally ill fucktards, you know, they're kind of seeing it as a license to do things. Fucking hell. But this is where we are, you know. I only got like a couple of death threats when I did this Starfield rant. I'm already 50% there with fucking Supergirl, for fuck's sake. Supergirl, Jesus Christ. But this is where we are with the mentally ill, you know. This is where we are with the fucking loony bags. You've got a different opinion than me. Die! There's a lot of people that I don't like. There's a lot of people in actual fact that I can't stand. Hate, that's a different word because hate requires energy and I simply don't have the energy. But even the people that I can put under the I really think you're a fucking knobhead bracket, I don't wish anything. You know, I don't wish any illness or you know, whatever to befall their family. Them or their family. Just think they're fucking retards. Hate takes time, you know, hate consumes, hate involves time and effort and energy. And I ain't got that for an individual. Ain't got that time for that. It's like when people, you know, you'll have people like myself and you know, Mola, Gary, Drinker, blah blah. And we'll do our opinions, we'll do our videos on TV, film, yada, yada, yada. And we will be talking about the shows themselves, the writing, the acting, the production. That's what we're going after. And then you have this huge sort of cottage industry, fucking cottaging more like cottage industry underneath it, where you get like a bunch of React boys. And their content is to just have a hissy fit at you for having an opinion, right? Which is fine, in as much as they're entitled to do so. I ain't got a problem with that. But it's just like, it must be exhausting for them, because all you're doing is like whinging and crying that other people have an opinion about something. However, you're yourself not actually producing any validation as to why we're wrong or why this stuff is good. Where's your essays about how great The Force Awakens is, or The Rise of Skywalker, or why Batwoman was actually a piece of seminal art which is going to stand the test of time for fucking... because they know they can't do it, because they know it's all shit. But they want to be on this perceived right side of history. And so they have a cry. Oh, you're always fucking complaining about stuff. Yes, I'm always complaining about the shit. Yes. The stuff which is shit I complain about. That is absolutely correct. The stuff which is good, then I talk about the stuff is good. But if you want to fixate on the stuff that I just dislike or the stuff that I complain about, then that's all you'll ever see, and that's all your content will be. Which is entirely up to you, but my God, that is so fucking boring. Oh, fucking... See, I've already forgotten who that person was at the beginning of the stream. Yeah, grifter. Well, the grift has paid off, because the grift tax has just been paid. Griftly Bear has just got his back scratched. Griftly Bear wins again. We'll get to you a little bit later on when I do the super chat segment. I'm doing the opening monologue, but I want to give you a little bit of love straight away. Stop sending us. He's a great... Exactly. You mad? They are. You actually just made them exceedingly mad. Look at him. Look at him. Look at him there. Fucking entertaining his audience. Look at him. Look at him. Oh. None of them, by the way, stop to think as to, wow, these people. Yeah, I said these people. These grifters. My goodness me, they're supported so well. It's as if their audience, I don't know, actually understands what they're talking about, believes in what they're talking about, has a similar opinion about what they're talking about, and is also sick and tired of dog shit being presented to us as inverted commas content. Crazy, huh? Meanwhile, they go back to their fucking ramen noodles. Why have they only got 300 subscribers after 15 years? Why? I don't get it. Because I also think, by the way, hot take, not that hot, it's about as lukewarm as this fucking bottle of water. There's a lot of jealousy involved. There's a lot of jealousy. Because we're dealing with people that would fuck another person over in a heartbeat to get ahead, right? Fuck them over in a heartbeat to get ahead. And what they hate is the fact that I don't just, like, Gary and I and Mauler, we don't just stream together. We'll be texting each other. We'll be phoning each other, talking to each other. We're friends. We're legitimate friends. We get on. We laugh. We don't like call each other up and be like, right, this is the next thing that we're going to fucking hate on. Okay, this is the next thing that we're going to fucking despise. Are you ready? Take down notes. Get you ready. Get your videos ready for next week. Okay, here we go. Now, we normally talk about fucking dumb shit, you know? usually talk about just normal shit, dumb shit, toys. Have you seen this? Are you going to get this? They're doing a Galadriel, not from Rings of Power, proper Kate Blanchett. Galadriel, 1:2 scale, half scale statue. They've already done a Gandalf one. Gary's got it. So I sent him that. He was like, you fucking bastard. Because Gary's Gary's gonna have to fucking get in. Oh, by the way, it will not surprise you in the slightest that the letter of ill repute that I received also went into a massive fucking diatribe about the LGBTQ plus fucking community. Okay. It's been a while since I've had a death threat. You know, it's just one of those things. It's been about 2.5 years. Anyway, but a lot of it is also jealousy because they don't understand, you know, mates. They don't understand friendships. They have no social skills whatsoever. They get jealous of how you've built your audience. They get jealous of how the audience interacts with you. They get jealous of the support. They get jealous of the multi streams that we do, the group streams that we do. Drives them mad. And so they get together with other like-minded people that will fuck each other over in a heartbeat. That always ends up with them fucking each other over in a heartbeat. Surprise, surprise. And their whole thing just falls apart because it's not based on anything but resentment. Oh, but it is funny. Okay, it was a .com. It was a Gmail email. I could report it and forward it on. But if I report it through Gmail, I can only report it as phishing or spam. But, you know, not reporting because I think there's anything that's necessarily going to be done. I think reporting just purely to fucking piss them off even more. Yes, and a big, massive happy birthday. Yesterday, Dick Van Dyke turned 100 years old. $100 old, Dick Van Dyke. Incredible stuff. You know, the Dick Van Dyke Show, Mary Poppins. I used to watch Diagnosis Murder all the time, which starred his son, by the way. And they played father and son in the show as well. But yeah, living legend. He's, and I do love him in the episode. He's only in one, but he does appear in an episode of Columbo as well. And with Columbo being one of my very favorite TV shows of all time, certainly top 5. Certainly top 5. Possibly top 3. You got TNG and The Prisoner, number 1. Columbo, number 3. Probably, you know. He plays a photographer in that Columbo episode. He plays a photographer, doesn't he? Leonard Nimoy played a doctor. What car did Columbo drive as? It was a Peugeot. Wasn't it a Peugeot? He drove a Peugeot. French piece of shit. I think it was a Peugeot. Just one more thing. I do have the box set for Columbo that's shaped like a cigar box. No, it wasn't a Trans Am. That was Knight Rider. That was Knight Rider. Okay, can you imagine Columbo coming out of the fucking Knight 2000? The Knight Industries 2000? Could you imagine that? There you go, Malcolm. Come on, Malcolm. That's got to be worth something, mate. That's got to be worth some grift. Top of my head. Boom. Come on, man. That's got to be some grift. That's got to be some griftly bear. Come on now. Shatner was in 2 or 3 Columbos. Definitely 2. Definitely at least 2. Definitely at least 2. Possibly 3. But because he played the actor in the first one where he played a detective on screen. It's when he's caught by Columbo, when it's all revealed. It's a great kind of reveal, by the way. But Columbo it was an amazing show. Absolutely amazing show. And it was so different for back in the day because most shows involved whodunit. You know, they were whodunits. You'd try and solve the mystery. Yeah, I think McGowan was in 4. Patrick McGowan did 4. He was one of the highest returning murderers. And they're all, by the way, of course, if you don't know the Columbo format, the murder is revealed at the start. You see who did it and how they did it. And then Columbo comes and he tries to work out how it all happened. So it does it completely in reverse. But every time a character returns in the show, like Patrick McGowan was in it 4 different times, William Shatner was at least twice. They always played different people. Even though they returned, they were always different people. It was great stuff. It's great stuff. Yeah, Patrick McGowan and Peter Falk were very good friends. Very good friends. You could tell that they loved working with each other as well. You could tell that chemistry. But yeah, I used to love watching, just to slip it back to Dick Van Dyke, because I could gush about Columbo all day. I used to love watching things like Murder, She Wrote, Diagnosis Murder, all of that kind of stuff. Loved it. In the Shatner episode of Columbo, which Walter Koenig makes a cameo as one of the cops. I didn't know that. I'm gonna have to look at that. I didn't know that. That'd be great. I'll have to check that one out, man. I'll have to check that one out. I did put a post up on X yesterday, wishing Dick Van Dyke a happy 100th. I mistyped to start with, and I put happy 10th, but happy 10th birthday, Dick Van Dyke. I was just very lucky after that I managed to see the mistake early and correct it quickly. Otherwise, I would have had this post up from yesterday saying happy 10th birthday to Dick Van Dyke. I don't know how he would have felt about that, but you know. And I is what I is. But yeah, Columbo. Oh, let's get back to Columbo though. Columbo. Mwah. There were some absolutely amazing episodes of that show, man. Yeah, he's in Bed Knobs and Broomsticks as well. Yeah. Oh. And he looks in great. I mean, for 100 years old, he looks in great shape, like great shape. And of course, speaking of Shatner himself, 94, William Shatner. Yeah, 94, man. Oh, Poirot was fantastic show. Shatner's looking great for 94 as well. And the thing that you can the thing which is the amazing bit is the voice. William Shatner's voice is still so Shatner. You know, you hear, and I don't mean this disrespectfully, but you hear like Patrick Stewart now, and Patrick Stewart's got very much like an old man's voice now, you know. He's got very much that old man's voice after being that massively dominant number one commanding Shakespearean voice, you know. Now it's kind of lost everything and it's like down. But Shatner just sounds like Shatner. My mum is not too, I hope to God she doesn't hear this bit of the show. But my mum has openly said, I don't watch your shows. I don't like to watch your shows. There's too much bad language in it. There's too much bad language. But my mum, who is not too far away, only a few years away from the age my grandma was when she passed away. My mum, who's 81, nearly 82, by the way, she's nearly 82. She doesn't sound like my grandma was very much like, my grandma was very much like, I've got my old grandma voice. But my mum just sounds like my mum. She hasn't got that kind of old, grandma-y voice, that old 82-year-old, 81, 82-year-old voice. Doesn't have that. Doesn't have that at all. Oh, and I've got to set up a new grift because we had the grift done. I've got to set up a new grift. Just going to grift. I mean, we've done the Griffly tack, so Griffly Bear strikes. Pink Panther strikes again. Griffly Bear strikes again. Boosh. Start that. Is it working? It's working. I don't know if it's going to work or not because, God knows. Crystal Palace hit the bar against Man City. Crystal Palace hit the bar or oof. It's Palace nil, Man City nil currently, by the way. It's a huge match for us today. If we can get something out of today, fantastic. But it's a toughie. It's a tough one. Also, do I talk about, like, over the course of the last couple of afternoon teas with Az, we've kind of checked in with DSP after his Asmongold interview and how DSP thought he'd won the internet and how he no longer had to worry about begging or setting goals on his channel anymore because Asmongold, Mr. Gold, had blessed him with the power of his audience. And he gained, 8,000 subscribers in a week. And he earned about $6,000, $7,000 in that week. And he was just like, this is it. This is the land of milk and honey. I mean, we could check in to see how it's going. Spoiler alert, everybody's gone. And he's begging again. All of Asmongold's audience have gone. All of them. He's begging to hit the goals. And he's drunkenly super chatting Wings of Redemption, begging him to come onto his show because he needs to get that rub. Hey, Phil, why don't you go on Wings' show so Wings can get some money? He was on your show last time. But yeah, it's all dried up now. It's all dried up. Here, let me show you the bit of an inception here. This is a Doody video with Kino Casino reacting, with me reacting to Kino Casino reacting. Palace should be about 3-0 up. Oof. Which normally means they'll lose. So he sends this. He sends this at like, I don't know, 2 o'clock in the morning, drunk on gin. It's $20. By the way, he got timed out in Wings of Redemption's chat because he just came into his chat and started to try and take it over. And so he got timed out for 24 hours. Anyway, I do message you privately and he doesn't respond. Enough with the excuses. I want you to be trolled, but you need to treat others with respect. When they treat you well, I'm treating you well and stroking your face. Let's go get this next appearance locked. Another drunken gin tweet from DSP trying to beg. It's like the local Olympics, isn't it? Trying to beg Wings of Redemption to come back onto a show, and Wings has just completely fucking ignored him. So yeah, all of the Asmongold audience is gone. I said it'd take 2 weeks. It's taken, what, 2 weeks? They've all gone. The money's all dried up. He spent it all, of course, remember? He spent it all on 2 new monitors, was it? At least 1 new monitor. A new computer desk. A new chair for the office. WWE champions. Sunk some money into that. Because, of course, the land of milk and honey was here. The land of milk and honey was here. Asmongold was going to have him on every week. And they were going to talk video games. And Asmon was going to go, my God, DSP, you are the most phenomenal brain when it comes to the video game industry. I just wish I had half the brain you did. I really do. And DSP would have been like, as money was thrown into the streets of wherever he is, Seattle or wherever, thrown into the... Who's DSP? That is the correct answer. That is the correct answer. Oh, it always worries me when Palace squander a bunch of chances, by the way. They seem to dominate. Remember when they dominated against Man United for the first 45 minutes? Absolutely dominated them. And then second half, Man U come out, score 2, win the match. Like, fuck's sake. Fuck's sake. Right, should we start off with the Supergirls? Actually, no. We'll start with, we've already accrued quite a few supers. So let's go through some supers, and then we'll go into the Supergirl segment. So start off with Snacks, who's been a member for 5 months. Snacks, thank you very much. Cole Hauser with a 5 Canadian says, good morning, Az. Did you see Missing Link Delta Magnus? I have to say, I'm being won over by these. I did place an order from Wheeljack's lab. I wouldn't be getting Delta Magnus anyway, because that's, you know. Now, Delta Magnus, of course, was the original colors for Ultra Magnus on the Diaclone line. But that's just for us Transformers nerds. But in terms of continuity, they didn't add him to continuity to the later stuff. You know me, G1 supremacist. It's like Bulkhead. Bulkhead was introduced in the comics. And like Bulkhead didn't come into the Transformers lore until what, 2004, something like that. So he's not a G1 for me. I'm a G1 supremacist. I do want to get the Ultra Magnus Missing Link though. It's just when it comes out, where to get it from. Because I missed out getting it from Hasbro Plus. Fuck's sake. Oh, fucking Man City have scored! You see? You see, Man fucking City have just scored! I told you. Every fucking time. Anyway. Wheeljack's lab, though. My God, that story's... Oh, it's so dangerous. Dangerous. It is so dangerous. Captain JPS47 with a $2 says, grift attacks. Thank you. It's good to see. It's good to see people doing that. Appreciate that. Phil Mitchell's been a member for 8 months. Thank you, Phil Mitchell. Crimson Shadow with a £5 says, hi, Az. I hope you're doing good. It's my birthday today. Happy birthday. You get a free fist bump. Bang. Free fist bump. 35 years old with more grays in my hair. At least you fucking got hair. You know? At least you got hair. Thanks for keeping this crazy Scotsman entertained. Hey, legit happy birthday, dude. Hope you have a great day. Golan Wolf for the $5 says, hey, Laz, what Lobo comics would you recommend? I never read Lobo. I never read Lobo personally. So I wouldn't be the guy to ask about that. He did tend to appear quite a bit. Was it in Legion of Superheroes? You'd get Lobo popping up. But yeah. Oh God, I haven't slept well, chat. I've had 4 hours sleep. That's it. It's been a weird one. Last night, very weird. In terms of trying to sleep. Bold Boivette with a $10 says, grift tax. Gotta help a fellow bold brother out. There you go. Legion. That's it. It was not Legion of Superheroes. It was just Legion. There you go. I knew it was something. I knew it was something like that. Carl Hauser with 20 Canadian says, forgot the grift attacks. Look at all this grift attacks that's come in. Man, I guess I am a grifter, hey? With all this grift attacks coming in. Whew. I guess the guy at the beginning of the show, I guess we got him to thank so that everybody made sure that they paid up. Cheers, Brad. This is that sip was for you, man. This is for the USS Flag and Fortress Maximus Fund. Oh. What's more important, as some lousy tax or our true love? Hell, brother. I've been addicted to watching Toy Federation. I'm like properly addicted watching their videos. And cause the guy who runs the shop, because he's a huge G.I. Joe and Star Wars fan, but because he's a huge G.I. Joe fan, the amount of episodes that have got Defiance in or Flags in, hell, even saw some G1 Fortress Maximuses as well, you know. And then I was watching one of his videos last night, and the video just ends with him. They speed up the footage, but it just ends with him building a flag. And just from the angle and him putting it together, and it was like a front on. That flag is huge. Like huge. Huge. But as I think I said last week, but in case you didn't hear, the website that I purchased a lot of my Transformers from, they have taken my money for Ratchet from Fans Toys. And Fans Toys have posted, I think, 2 Ratchet videos on their channel now, which means fingers crossed either this coming week Ratchet should ship. And it'd be great to have it. I need to get rid of that monstrosity of a masterpiece. That hideous Ratchet masterpiece. Hideous thing. Get it out of here. Get it out of here. Get that beautiful Fans Toys Ratchet in. Bish, bash, bosh. Sutatu with a 10,000 yen. Let that one sit. I don't think I've ever done a 10,000 yen shout out before. So kind of appreciate that. 1-0 halftime, Man City. Fuck off. Stop sending as super chats. He's a grifter. Also, you mad? I want to translate. I want to translate the. I want to translate the. I want to translate. I want to see what that says. What if it just said like big titted Asians? Oh, I gotta get my Google Translate going. Google Translate. Let's have a look. Let's see what it says. I don't know. Fuck off, you. Translation. I'm running away now. Is that about right? I'm running away now. Does that sound right? Yes, translation. Does that sound about right? I'm running away now. Or I'm going away now. I'm running away now. I'm going away now. How about that for a translation? Go away now. I want to see what they say. Yeah, like a go away now. Read it in Japanese. I don't even know how to read it in Japanese. Hold on. Hold on. I've got to turn this up. I need to. Watashi wa ima niguru. How was that? How's my Japanese? Watashi wa ima nikuru. I gotta wait. I gotta wait to see how hideous my pronunciation is. Let's see what he says. Let's see what we got. Let's see what we got. Gotta soften that arm. No. Not as careful. I know. When things start with NIG, you know, people panic nowadays. They start panicking. You said Nigeru. That's what it says on the Google Translate. That's what it says on the Google Translate. It says, this is what Google have put. So if there's any racism here, blame Google. They put Watashi wa ima niguru. Niguru. That is what Google have put. Okay. Nigeru means run. See? There you go. What is up, my Nigeru? What's up, my runners? What's up, my runners? There you go. What's up, my runners? Yeah, this is the police. This is the West Yorkshire Police. Open up. Oh, my God. Thank you, by the way. Thank you very much. AB into play with a 25 Polish says, as there's no point in seeking reason from cultists. They don't think they only have faith in. They don't think they only have faith in the message. Did you see that whole pathetic exchange between that guy and Elon Musk yesterday? And it was just like, hold on. I'll see if I can find it. I have to scroll down a fair bit. It might take a while. But the person got community noted and just eviscerated, and rightfully so. I think it'd be easier for me to probably look for the Elon Musk tweet. Yeah, let me go to Elon Musk. Yeah, Elon Musk. Let me see if I can find this. It was a very, very basic tweet. I need to find it. It was about men, men und women. These really tough questions for leftists to answer now. Oh, I don't know if I can find it. Let me find Memology 101. I want to find it because it just sums up everything fucking wrong
with these tools. I think it was Memology that responded to the guy. So I just want to see if I can find this. Now you see, now I've got to scroll down to try and find Memology on mine, because it's not on the Memology 101 account. It's on a different account. So I've got to get to the right account. By the way, do you know that just this is just take this information and do whatever you want with it, but this is just that I'm saying. But did you know that last month Sargon of Akkad was refused entry into Australia on the grounds that he was dangerous? You know, do you kind of, here it is. As I found it. I found Memology, but now I want to know if it was him that responded. I don't think it was him that responded to it. No, I give up. Unless somebody knows what I'm talking about and they can just link me on X. But it was that classic leftist disingenuous argument where Elon put, you know, women have womb, you know, what's a woman? A woman has a womb. And then you get your leftist weirdos that come in and they'll go, actually, not all women have wombs, or there's intersex people that blah, 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 blah. And, you know, they say because there is a potential exception to the rule for whatever, it doesn't mean that the rule is negated, but in their eyes it is. Like, even though intersex makes up around like 0.02% or whatever it is, and it is somewhere around there, you get that disingenuous argument of, so you're saying, and then another woman chimed in with, so you're saying that women that have had a hysterectomy are no longer women? And you're just like, to have a hysterectomy, they had to have had a womb, you stupid fucking moron. So they have to have had a womb to have been removed. So yes, of course they're fucking women. Anyway, how's Sargon dangerous? Don't ask me. Ask the Australian authorities. Ask the Australian authorities. But what's got down in Australia today seems to have, you know, been from clearly non-dangerous people, doctors and engineers. Kalioth with a $10 says, fear turns into anger. Anger turns into hate. Hate leads to suffering. Yoda. From a time when creativity existed, the I dots failed to grasp their right is determined by revisionists after their death. Okay, you lost me again, bud. Lost me again on that one. Mikey Gosler with the $5 says, hey, Az, what's your P.O. box number and Morley's? I can't find them anywhere. I don't have a P.O. box anymore. The best thing to do is, if you got something for Gary, is to send them all to Gary. And then Gary could send them to us. To Mola and me. That would be my suggestion to you, buddy. That would be my suggestion. Best way to do it. Even John was bored with a £5. Says, cheers, Az, you absolute grifter. Have a happy Sunday. Or, I didn't, that was even wrong.
Have a great Sunday. Thank you. Patrick with the $5 says, as an aging American man, I respect the grift. Oh, abso-fucking-lutely. Mexi Rage with the $5 says, grew up with DC animated shows and I have a deeper connection to DC. And so when I see people like James ruin it, thinking they're so cool and edgy, I hate it. Well, in this letter of ill repute that I got, they were just like, you do know that this is based off a Tom King comic. So it is lore. It is the history of comics. And I'm just thinking, what, that Tom King comic from Check's Notes 2022. So in other words, modernity comics, modernity shitty comics. Gotcha. Oh yeah. But we'll go into that Supergirl stuff at the argument. We'll go into the Supergirl stuff in a moment. Disillusion Man with a $10 says, hell, you purdy Adonis. How you doing? Got a rather boring shirt yesterday. Beautiful. And it looks awesome. Excellent. Good to know they're going out. Good to know they're going out. Link in the description chat if you want to get your heel versus babyface merch. Link in the description. Take you through to Ripper Send, where my t-shirts are. Go get them. Get them for Christmas. Buy your shirt a shirt. Irimarim with a 20,000 IDRs. Who is your lolcow of the year, good sir? Lolcow of the year. I think it's got to be iDubbbz, hasn't it? It's got to be iDubbbz. The guy thinks that he can suck Hassan's knob and curry favor for him by doing all his dirty work, and he ends up shitting all over a good friend, and then he ends up having to leave Creator Clash 3 because they couldn't sell us fucking any tickets whatsoever. And it looked like the charity didn't get anywhere close to the money from the other events either. Then he had to leave America. And now he's living in his step-parents' basement. And they're broke. So I think old Ian Jarma, who took his wife's surname because he's a cock, I think he's lolcow of the year. A lot of stiff competition though. A lot of stiff competition, particularly from DSP. Mexi Rage with a $2 says, when I saw the Supergirl trailer, I teared up. I'm tired. We're all fucking tired, mate. Malcolm Tucker with a $2 says, Shatner 2, Nimoy 1, and a Peugeot 403. Yes, Leonard Nimoy's. I loved Leonard Nimoy's appearance on Columbo, by the way. He's one and only. Yeah. Brute with a 32 months says, good afternoon. Who want a cup of tea if I put the kettle on? Hey, you put the kettle on, I'll have a cup of tea, mate. You put the kettle on, I'll have a cup of tea. I'll have a cup of tea. Bubba Doom with a $5 says, in Shatner's episode of Columbo, Walter Koenig makes a cameo as one of the cops. There we go. Jaded Fat with a membership for 26. No grifting for me this month. Gotta cover Hanukkah, 2 kids' birthdays, and Christmas. Bit broke at the minute. Hey, dude, take the month off. You've been way too generous throughout the course of the year. Anyway, dude. Looking forward to the Batman playthrough on HVB Gaming. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Malcolm Tucker with the $2 says, sadly, I was never in an episode of Columbo. Yeah, it was probably the language, Malcolm. It was probably the language. Oh, tagged you on X. Excellent. Okay, hold on. Let's somebody's tagged me. It was Ian Copeland, wasn't it? I don't see it on X, but yeah. Here, hold on. Ian. Here we go. Yeah, Ian Copeland, PhD as well. The embarrassment, man. Fucking embarrassment. Right, here. Let's find it. Let's find it. with his actually.
It's a little bit more complicated than that, Elon.
Here we go. 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 So this is the tweet from Elon. If you have a womb, you're a woman. Otherwise, you're not. Okay? It's not. Can't believe we're now in an era where you have to state the obvious. But here but we are. Unfortunately, we are, because there are fucking mentally broken people. So this guy here, Ian Copeland, PhD. Yeah, okay. What, in gender science? Look at this. Black excellence. kind of letting the team down with this one, bud.
It's not actually, Elon. Actually, it's not that simple. Biological sex is not as simple as you're trying to make it. There are intersex persons and persons with intact XYXX canotypes that exhibit atypical anatomical sex features. Not as simple. Sorry to be the one to break the echo chamber.
That's a guy with an alleged PhD. With an alleged PhD. Just because, well, intersex, like I said, intersex make up like what, 0.02. That isn't a norm. That is an exception. There are other words which can be used to describe it in not so much of a tactful way. But I'm just going to be a little bit I'm just going to be tactful. Just going to be tactful. So this knobhead, this fucking retard, fucking absolutely ratioed into oblivion. Ratioed into oblivion. I think it got, this did get community noted in. So here, look, even Asmongold, this is like saying that humans don't have two arms because some people are born with deformities. Deliberate obfuscation, everyone knows what you're doing. Exactly. Legal mindset, intersex people are an exception. But exceptions don't make the rule. So this is your typical disingenuous leftist fucking broken fucktard logic that makes us just, to say roll our eyes would just not even cover it. Just not even cover it. Oh, it's like it is literally face part. It is. It's like this, isn't it? Oh, and the sad thing is, though, they know exactly how disingenuous they're being. They know exactly how disingenuous they're being, and yet they seem to have no problem No problem whatsoever with making themselves look like fucking Egypts. Because the cult must prevail. The cult must prevail. Can I find that stupid? Let me see if I can find this stupid woman, by the way. Their name was something like Housewife of Beverly Hills. Or it was some fucking retarded. Here we go. So another person decided to step up the plate and make themselves look like a fucking Egypt as well. Real Housewife of Michigan. So if a woman has a hysterectomy, she isn't a woman anymore. Now that's clearly not what he meant. And again, you're trying to play semantics here and just act like a fucking idiot. And we're in 2025 and we're having to say things like this. And then you've got your fucking actually retards. Fucking retards. Well, they want the exceptions to be the rule, because if you make the exceptions the rule, then you can justify 6,952 fucking genders. And all the fucking weird stuff, all their identity politics and gender politics, which they espouse. But if you introduce biological fact, then it destroys everything for them. So they can't have biological fact. Max Rowe with a £2 says Columbo had a wealth of actual actors to use. Columbo was this whole fucking plethora of stars. Every week was a star. You know, the villain was always a star at that time. Very well known. Oh, Palace keep knocking on the door, but they're not. Man City aren't letting them in. Signor Nasuno gifting a membership to the stream. Thank you, Signor Nasuno. Blair Anderson with a $5 says, speaking of grifting, whatever happened to endless accountability? Well, that wasn't a grift, though, was it? That wasn't a grift. So yeah, it doesn't quite work. Doom Guy with a £5 says, talking about the great age of actors and actresses, Connie Booth turned 85 on the 2nd of this month. Remember Fawlty Towers and Monty Python? Oh, yeah. Connie Booth. Fantastisch. Wasn't she married to... Oh, my God, my brain. What the fuck? My brain is just dead. John Cleese, thank you. Yeah, wasn't she married at one point to John Cleese? I know my brain's fucking dead, mate. Patrick McGowan was in Columbo 4 times, not 3. 4 times, not 3. Actually, he was in 4 times, not 3. 85 though, holy shit. She had great knockers. Connie Booth. Just saying. Captain JPS 47 with a membership for 3 months says, go as drunk, you are home. I worry about my short-term memory. I really do. It's a worrying thing. It's a worrying thing. Calioth with a $2 says DSP was behind John Cena tapping out last night. Well, this is going to cause. I mean, was it the right decision? Was it the right decision? Like when a wrestler retires, they tend to lose their retirement match, and they lose their retirement match because it gives the person that they are wrestling the rub, because they are retiring. They're leaving now. The win doesn't serve them any purpose. So it's always kind of there to give the other person a rub, a lift up. So did John Cena losing last night in his retirement match, was that the right thing to do? Well, booking wise, it makes sense. But if they don't, I'll tell you this. If WWE don't put the World Championship belt on Gunther very quickly, then it will be all for nothing. They have to now really push Gunther. He has to win the big strap, and he has to hold it as the company's biggest heel. That's what they've got to do. So if they don't follow up on this, then it's a much ado about nothing. But you got to give Gunther now the big belt and make him the big heel. Rick1662 has been a member for 38 months. Thank you, Rick. Appreciate you, dude. Calioth with a $5 says, as a G1 collector, I find myself partial to the micro change MC21 radio cassette Robo as a fully functional radio pre-G1 blaster, a treat. Hail to Kara. Was the MC21 the blue blaster? Which is the range that they took the cassette from? Because Blaster, of course, was another one of these previously made Transformers, which they licensed. Fucking hell, Palace! Put it in the fucking net! Anyway. The Morgue 77 with a $20 says, please knock in 5, 4, 3, 2. Shit. Hold on, folks. Super chat my bail, please. Nordstrom with a 300 Serbian dinars. It's been hilarious watching Pisshead screeching about Expedition 33 sweeping the awards and basically flipping a giant middle finger to the AAA industry. I saw some lovely person on Twitter going, enjoy your white person game. Oh. I don't know if it's you, but can anyone else hear? All around me are familiar faces, worn out places. And also, to answer your question, I did a lot. But it's just so pathetic that they want to reduce it down to that. And it just shows that it's that person. It just shows that they're the fucking idiot, you know? So if it had a person of a different color in, suddenly that would have made it great. Yeah, that would have made it okay for you because it had a bunch of white French people in it, it didn't. Right, gotcha. Oh my god, I'm so fucking sick of this planet. I'm so sick of ignorant fuckers, you know? Can I find it? Hold on. Can I find it? Can I find it? Just quickly. By the way, you just put white people into Twitter and you'll just come up with a barrage of the most hideous racism towards them, by the way. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Here it is. Here it is. I found it. So discussing film, Expedition 33 has won Game of the Year at the Game Awards. And then Olivia with a watermelon next to her name says, congrats to the white person game, lol. Okay. Okay. Wasn't one of the main characters Asian? Lene looked like she was, I think she was meant to be half French, half Asian. I think Lene was half Asian, but clearly too white. Sorry, I'm desperate for Palace to fucking score. Because they're just smashing the door of anyway. Kelsall with a membership for 3 months says, booked a viewing of Fackham Hall tonight. Looking forward to a good laugh. You're gonna get one. You're gonna get one as well. Because it's funny as fuck. If you haven't seen it, go see it. It is really funny. You'll enjoy it. Daniel Moore Business with a €2.49 says, did you see the vid after 2 minutes long? After what? Daniel Moore again with another €2.49. I just called her a fig in my quote tweets. I'm not exactly sure which video. Yeah, Bills versus Pats tonight as well. It's bigger. It's a big one. It's a biggie. It's a biggie. Can Palace make it 11 in a row? Can Palace make it 11 in a fucking row? Hey, Jordan. Random Logo with a £2 says, are you going to review the Tomb Raider trailer? Maybe. We'll see. We'll see, because there's some stuff that I want to go through on various Game Award stuff, various trailers that were put out. Daniel Moore Business with a €2.49 says, how could it be a grift without the Grift King? I mean, I am a king. I am a griftly bear. Who knows? Nordstrom with a 200 Serbian dinar says, I know nothing. I'm from Barcelona. Manuel. Sam with a 38 month says, Terminator No Fate 2D stream when? Soon. Maybe Saturday. Maybe this coming Saturday. But it looks great. I've been excited to play this for a while. I'll probably pick it up during the week. Maybe Thursday, maybe Saturday. Soon. Daniel Moore, business again with a €2.49. Says Expedition 33 is second to Bonanza. Still, good game of the year choice. Donkey, you prefer Donkey Kong? Okay. Okay. I mean, it's a lifestyle, you know. Shawnee Devil's been a member for 27 months. Shawnee Devil, thank you. Strider has been a member for 3 months. Thank you, Strider. Kalioth with a $5 says, if they said to, quote, enjoy your white person game, how do they explain the sales failure and lack of support for non-white games they chose to ignore? It's not about, right, it's not about, okay. How I need to phrase this very specifically, okay? They don't care. We're dealing with people who don't care. Then they are, to say they're tourists would be a compliment to them. They don't care. They're not interested in how good a game is. They're not interested in gaming, full stop. They're not interested in race politics. It's just something that they involve themselves in an effort to get themselves attention. They don't support things like Forspoken and Relooted and South of Midnight because they're fucking dog shit games. And everybody knows they're dog shit games and they don't want to waste their money on them. However, they will cry because, oh my God, my racists are not buying my video games. It's a tired, pathetic, empty argument from disingenuous, soulless cunts. It's narcissism. It's performative. It's performative activism in an effort to get themselves attention, get themselves some sort of validation, dopamine on the internet. They're fucking the saddest of fucks to ever live on planet fucking Earth. And I am so fucking grateful that I grew up pre-internet so I could develop social skills, because these absolute fucking brain dead, mentally tarded fucktards will never ever succeed in life because they have no developmental skills, no communication skills, no social skills, and they'll never learn a skill. And so their skill becomes fucking complaining on the internet until they get attention, and they'll complain about whatever it needs to be to get them a dopamine fucking hit, because they are the saddest fucks to ever lay foot on planet Earth. And this is why they're miserable, because their lives are miserable, because they live in an endless cycle of waking up, doing fuck all, coming on the computer, going straight into doom scrolling in an effort to get themselves a dopamine hit, which somehow makes their day validated. But do they turn up to the video games that are made for them? Do they turn up to the TV shows or the movies at the cinema which are made for them? Of course they fucking don't, because they don't fucking care. It's not about actually doing something. It's about the perception of being online fucking complaining about it. That's what they want. They don't want to support it. They want the attention by using that as the subject matter to fucking whinge about. Oh, look, it's a white person game. White people won this fucking award. All right. So what did you do about it? What did you do about it? What did you do about it? Oh, you did nothing? Shut your fucking cunt mouth. Dumb bint who would never, ever contribute to society, ever. Fuck off. Man City scored again. Fuck off. God damn it, Leroy. They don't care. They've never cared. They will never care. It's about going into somewhere, having your point validated, recognized, and then moving on to the next thing so you can get that dopamine hit again. Boobies. I know it's what happens when you don't fucking take your chances. We could have had God knows how many goals today. Daniel Moore with a €2 fiddy, the edit from the other day. Daniel, that means nothing, dude. That means fucking nothing. Do you know, I get hundreds upon hundreds of fucking posts on Twitter at me every day. You know, that thing from the other day. I've no fucking clue. I don't even know what I did this morning, for fuck's sake. Since that post a few days ago, there's probably been about 2,000 fucking posts at me. You know, that edit from the other day. What? I'm old. I'm broken. My brain don't work so good. My short-term memory's shot. Two eggs in one basket has been a member for 18 months. Thank you. Daniel Moore Business with another €2 fiddy. DK is a way of life. And Daniel Moore Business with a €2 fiddy says that Kalioth, stop trying to apply logic to them. Yeah, there is no logic to them. Well, there is a logic, but it's not the logic of they're trying to make a rational argument. They're not. They're just looking for attention. Super Jonas Brothers with a $5 says it's almost 2026, and people are still getting a jab. If you're not 100% tired of that garbage, even though everyone else is, you have Kamala's intellect. I had to see the doctor recently, and I got a text message from the doctors a few days later, and it says, "Hey, you should go get the flu jab." And we all know what the flu jab is nowadays. No, I'm good, thank you. I'm good, thank you. Daniel Moore Business with a €2 fiddy says born in 2007, and even I know they're on some bullshit. Bullshit, Mr. Hangman. Can't post links in chat. Travis Russell with a membership for 31 says, dearest Isabella, I've not got much to say today. Continue taking my money, good sir. I can do that. I can do that. I'm good at doing that. And I will remain good doing that, by the way. Steve Anthony Peach with a 10-month. Thank you, Steve. Morale Mike with a $2 says, what's your favorite Batman Arkham game and why? Well, I think a lot of people would reference Arkham City because the scope, scale, the development of the sequel to Arkham Asylum. But me personally, my favorite is Arkham Asylum. And the reason why is it's a wonderful, condensed, claustrophobic atmosphere. And that to me is just perfect for Batman. Sure, the rooftops and rappelling, that's great stuff. But there's just something about an enclosed, claustrophobic adventure. And Arkham Asylum just really captured all of that in a nutshell. And so that is why it is my favorite. Captain Cooper Trooper with a £20. Bit late with this Columbo law. Captain Janeway was Columbo's wife. Right. Okay. I need to. Right. Okay. Let me go into this. Right. Okay. Right. Now then. Kate Mulgrew played Mrs. Columbo, not in Columbo. There was one series of television called Mrs. Columbo, where she played his wife, but he was never in it. Just like she was never in her show, he was never in that. So it was an afterthought, because Mrs. Columbo was always just referred to as Mrs. Columbo in the show. You never met her. You never ever met Mrs. Columbo in the show. So it was one season, I believe, of TV, and it never went past there. But technically, was Kate Mulgrew Mrs. Columbo, or was it all a fever dream? Was it all just a fever dream? Now, Columbo's real life wife appeared in Columbo multiple times, by the way. Nordstrom with a 300 Serbian dinar said, it's because of the morons like this we see a rise in popularity of people like Nick Fuentes. People are absolutely sick of this. Well, this is a byproduct of demonizing one race to elevate another race. Like, the demonization of white people in recent years has been grotesque. And we see the most absurd things on the media now. We see people arrested and they say, this white man was arrested, and then they show a picture of somebody who's clearly not white, because they need to fudge the crime statistics and all. This is what happens when you have poor leadership. This is what poor leadership leads to. Poor governance. This is what poor governance leads to. Don't believe your lying eyes. Believe what we're telling you. We are in full-blown Orwellian 1984 here. You must feel guilt. I have no white guilt. Zero white guilt. Everything that I've got in life, I've had to fucking earn. I didn't come from rich parents. I didn't come from an opulent background. Grew up poor. Everything I've scraped together, I've done myself off my own back. I have no guilt. I will never have any guilt. And it wasn't the color of my skin that got me to where I have got myself to. So this nonsense that we have to this literal pantomime that we have to performatively act through, called current day. And you can thank your government, you can thank your media, and you can thank your education, and you can thank your entertainment for being spearheads of this disgusting, vile rhetoric. Steve Anthony Peach with a £2 says, Merry Christmas, you mad lad. Why, thank you. Daniel with another €2.50. It's our link in chat. No, you can't link in chat. No links in chat. It's on my channel. Still no idea what you're referencing in the sliced. I've no fucking clue whatsoever what he's referencing. Lo-Fi Ink Block Beats with the $2 says, Merry Chris Crimbus and hail as Chat and Bell. Same to you, dude. I hope everybody has a wonderful Crimbo. We are less than 2 weeks away from Christmas Day. But as it's the edit from the other day. But it's the edit from the other day. What? Man City are 2-0 up and holding on at the same time. It's crazy. Daniel Moore, business with a €2.50. Okay, I replied to your last tweet with it. I see absolutely nothing. Either X is broken, which is a high possibility it is, by the way. I have no idea. No, my last tweet. What was my last tweet? My last tweet was the nod and sup respect. Show spam. Let's see if it's in spam. This will be it. Oh, this was the Psychotic Mongoose edit. That was the Psychotic Mongoose edit of me spewing coffee all over my keyboard last week. I had no fucking clue what he was talking about. None. Psychotic Mongoose posted that last week. Nordstrom with a 300 Serbian dinar. This may be a hot take, but my favorite is Origins. It features a younger, inexperienced, angrier Batman, and the Christmas theme is very Tim Burton. Origins is kind of referred to as the worst of the bunch. No, I've got a new keyboard. This is a brand new keyboard. The other keyboard died. It's here. This is the coffeed keyboard is dead. This keyboard that I've got is waterproof. You edited it out of context. Hold on. Come on. Let's. Otherwise, Daniel's going to harass me until I'm fucking dead. No, I don't mind that because he's throwing me €2 every time. But let's save the man some money. Let's see what we got here. Let me put my headphones on. See what we got here. I can't drink this coffee. This is going to have to. Oh shit! I didn't realize how much there was in that, and it's just. Why did you? I get the deletion of the first coffee, so it sounds like cum. But when I said cup and you deleted the cup, you should just the beep in the cup. You should have left the cup anyway. Spewed out. When I put the other cup in, it's just spewed out everywhere. Over the desk, over my keyboard, all over my keyboard. This is true. This was true. Over my keys. That was true. Over my photographs of me and Chat's mom. That was true. I wasn't impressed with that. Over my photograph of my doggy. Hey, that was true. My doggy got drenched in it. over my Lego piece of me and Chat's mum.
That was correct. That had to be wiped down.
With our doggy and Belle.
And there you go.
Fuck's sake.
It's right there in front of me.
I am fucking retarded. Oh my god. Hold up.
I gotta wipe it off. Gotta wipe it off.
I think, yes, I've got some toilet roll here on the desk.
Okay.
Always have some toilet roll for absorption purposes. I wank off on my desk. That's the one rule. The one rule of this room. DSPing at your desk. You just never know. You just never know when you might have forgotten to turn the stream off. What the fuck? Oh my god, my keyboard's fucked because of the my keyboard's fucked because of the that fell on it.
It's true though. I'm gonna have to take all the keys off and open it up.
I'm not even kidding.
I am gonna fix it.
I'm not
It's a
even
nice
kidding.
keyboard.
Do I have a spare keyboard?
I didn't have a spare keyboard on me. I had to order one there and then. I had to order one. It's a penalty to Man City now. Are you fucking having a laugh? Anyway, whatever. I think it's safe to say that this match is out of our reach now. Where do we get to? Boosh. RHGs with a £5 says, yo, YouTuber idiots, refunded my first super chat from last stream after saying they took the cash. Here you go. Fancy a fun/good war story to brighten your day? Sure. Although when you say fun war story, it's kind of... Anyway. Daniel Wall with a €2 fiddy says, since 5 years old, school drilled this into my head. And they said I edited the edit out of context. And then they said, for another €2 fiddy, the one rule is DSP at your desk. Never DSP at your desk. That's my one rule. I mean, it's not one rule. Don't say... But I have a very specific rule. There is no shenanigans at the desk. If you're feeling like the old electricity, you know, go elsewhere. Grab the missus if she's available at that time. Calioth with a $2 says, top 10 moments of 2025 is that coffee incident. It wasn't right. It wasn't fun because it wasn't a little bit of coffee. It was a lot of coffee. Right. Imagine, right, chat. Just get some water and get, if you've got at home, 2 styrofoam cups. Fill 1 styrofoam cup with about that much water. Okay? About that much water. Then take the other styrofoam cup, go into the bathroom, into the bath or in a sink, and just plunge it down and just see how the water cascades. Now imagine that with coffee and this on my desk last week. Boobies. It was emotional. Tall, Dark and Gruesome's been a member for 67. Thank you, Tall, Dark and Gruesome. 67. Project 17's been a member for 66. Crazy. Fucking 3-0. That's and YouTube's crashed for the 3rd time. Third fucking time this stream. Daniel again with a €2 fitty. I wank off at my desk. No. And Daniel with another €2 fitty. So anyway, he started blasting. Not at my desk, I didn't. And Sekaiju with a $2 says a lot of coffee. Right. Well, you better hope it was coffee because I did it live on stream. See, you better hope it was coffee. Right. Let's go into Supergirl or not. Let's not go into Supergirl. But I mean, Millie Alcock. Definitely people's cup of tea, Not mine personally. Don't mean that in a disrespectful way. We all have preferences. Anyway, so we've all seen the trailer, okay? We're not going to play the trailer again because I did a breakdown. Well, I say not breakdown, but I did a live reaction to the trailer. It's on the channel right now. Go check that out. However, we are going to bring up the trailer. We are going to bring up the trailer, though. So this is the... Here we go. So there's that there. And then... Oh, no. There we go. Boosh. And then... Oh, no, not that one. That's fucking India. Not that one. No, that one. Oh, no, that's UK and Ireland. I just want the irregular US one. Is that too much to ask for? How is that not the top trailer? How is the top trailer for Superman not just the regular Warner Brothers one? Is this it? Or is this going to be the fucking India one? No, here it is. Okay, here it is. Right. Woof, that got emotional. That got emotional. So, Supergirl trailer comes out. I think it looks pretty terrible. And that's being generous. It just looks like some weak source Guardians of the Galaxy ripoff. It just has all the imagery behind it, just screams Guardians of the Galaxy. The aesthetic screams Guardians of the Galaxy. The Walkman, the trench coat, it just looks like they're trying to make Supergirl Star-Lord 2.0. It feels completely uninspired. The dialogue came across as, well, pretty awful. And Crypto pissing all over Superman. Not particularly endearing. But pretty much sums up James Gunn's DC universe so far. So with that said, let's just have a look at how the trailer is performing. Well, this is how it's performing at the moment. This is the trailer. If we scroll down, yes, I did not like it. 357,000 upvotes, 39,000 downvotes. So it's not in any capacity ratioed. Not close. It's about what? 90%? 90% positive, 10% negative, around about, let's just say around about there or so. Give or take. Give or take. Maybe a touch lower. But 39,000 dislikes. Now, if we were to jump across to the Superman trailer. Now, this is the Warner Brothers one. So let me see if I can find the direct comparison. No, that is the direct comparison. The other one just has DC tagged on as well, but no, it's Warner Brothers, and the other one is DC Warner Brothers. So here's the Superman one from 11 months ago, 5.3 million views, 98,000 upvotes, 7.5k downvotes. It's a weird thing because the Supergirl trailer has 18 million views already. This has got 5.3. But just looking at the ratio, it's picking up. It's picking up a lot more dislike very quickly indeed, considering that's 11 months ago. Now, can I find the one from 6 months ago? Can we find the big one? Doink. Can we find the big one? The big numbered one, please. Superman 2025. Oh, there's so many channels that just take all the fucking trailers, you know. See, that's 36 million. That's not the one. That's 378,000. Here we Superman sneak peek 8 months ago, 12 million. It's not the one. That's the 5.3. Jeez, did anyone give a shit about the Superman trailer? That's what I'm sort of. Right, let's just go to Warner Brothers, shall we? Warner Bros. And DC. No, let's just go to you. God. No. I'm going to go to the channel. And I certainly don't want to watch the trailer again. Oh, yeah, and of course, just to really cement that this is a James Gunn trailer, once more takes music from the 80s, a popular track, in this case, Call Me from Blondie, and just plays it across the trailer to make people go, oh, this is better because it's got good music. Therefore, I like trailer? Do I? It's really odd. It's really odd, the old... Anyway. Put it that way. 11 months ago, 7.9, 7.5k downvotes. Supergirl's already at 39,000 on hers. I can't find the trailer that I'm desperately looking for, which was the main trailer for Superman, but whatever. So let's put it this way. Not got off to a great start. Because as we've already seen from Superman, you can have all the hype that you want online. It doesn't translate into box office. Superman ended up with 616 million at the box office, much lower than Zack Snyder's Man of Steel, not even adjusting for inflation. Zack Snyder's Man of Steel did 670 million back in 2013. Adjusted for inflation, that goes up to 930 million today. So they're not even comparable. Man of Steel knocked it out of the water. That's just objective fact. Sorry. You don't need to like or dislike Zack Snyder or James Gunn. That's just the way it is. The budget they provided was $225 million. The marketing that they provided was $125 million. So based off their own figures to make its money back, it had to hit $700 million. $616 million is not $700 million. Superman lost money. So Supergirl has it all up against her. So coming out already, getting a decent amount of dislikes. All the social media buzz for Superman, and it was a huge marketing campaign. Like, those are the numbers, by the way. Those are the numbers that they gave us. That's what Variety reported. I don't believe them for 1 minute. I don't believe the budget was 225. I think it was much higher. And then I don't believe the marketing budget was 125. I believe it was much higher. But even using their own figures, the film's a massive loss. So Supergirl, if Supergirl has a budget of around about 200 million, and it better hope that it doesn't. But if Supergirl has a budget of around about 200 million and it has a marketing budget of 100 million, then that would mean Supergirl has to hit there or thereabouts $600 million to make its money back. I cannot see a world where this film does 600 million at the box office. I can't. But regardless of what I can see, it could happen. I don't see it, but it could happen. So the next day after the trailer releases, the official Supergirl X account releases this. Supergirl, you know that you're the girl when you cause all this conversation. Now, this is a quote from a Beyonce song. Do you get who the targeted audience is? It's the women that never turn out for these sorts of things. Like they never turned out for Black Widow. Like they never turned out for the Eternals. Like they never turned out for the Marvels. Because the retards think because a woman's in a film, women will go see it because women are stupid. They don't quite understand that women don't just go to a movie because a fucking woman is in the lead role. They want to go to a movie that they think they're going to enjoy and they think they're going to like. Heaven forbid women have their own minds. They're not shopping trolleys just yet. So you got Supergirl, you got Guardians of the Galaxy Supergirl here. And you have I'm so ready, already in love with this movie. Welcome home, Kara. Oh, damn, that's how I was going to open, because that's what DSP said when he did his first stream after Asmongold. He went, welcome home. To all the people that want good game, welcome. Oh, my God. Cringe. This is already my favorite movie, and it's not even out. Well, Emily, you sound like a fucking retard, don't you? You sound like a brainless fucking moron. We're so back. Kara is on her way. Oh, my God. Finally, a Supergirl who catch 100% my vibes. So I don't want to read any more. Otherwise, I might vomit. But you can just see from all of this, it's just all the basic bitch. Goodness knows. I wonder how many of these are actually bots, by the way. basic bitch bot bollocks. Yeah? Basic bitch bot bollocks. So I just quote tweeted this with insecure cope, because it is insecure cope. Because the online marketing never translates into money. It doesn't. Never has, never will. Because what they don't understand predominantly about social media is social media isn't really a marketing platform for you to sell your product. Social media is a marketing platform for fucking narcissists to sell themselves. You putting your product out there is just something for the narcissist to latch onto to try and get some clicks, some validation, some likes, some retweets to go viral. Oh my God, I got the attention. Did you go see the fucking movie? No. No, I did not. Oh. Thou dost surprise me thusly. And Beyonce lyrics, yeah. When you're quoting Beyonce, you're clearly showing who you're desperately trying to target, which is the female audience, which you won't be able to do because women don't turn up for this sort of stuff. Because do you know what? Superhero stuff is predominantly male orientated, dominated by males. Doesn't mean there isn't some cross-pollination. There's always some cross-pollination in everything. But again, superhero stuff, predominantly male shit. But James Gunn, James Gunn, let me put my headphones on. James Gunn recently decided to do a little bit of an interview. Now, from what I can gather, I'm not 100% on this, but from what I can gather, this podcast that he appeared on was meant to be behind a paywall. And for some reason, it wasn't. And so it got completely clipped. And this is the end of the podcast. And this is what James Gunn had to say. And it's absolutely unbelievable.
Like, to be completely honest, I really appreciate what you guys have done with the show and everything. I appreciate your shows. I think they're fun to watch, whether about my stuff or something else. This was my idea to do, a handful of people whose stuff I enjoy and say, let's give them a little bit of time, because I appreciate it. And
We
you
appreciate that.
make
Thanks,
this,
My gosh, thank you so much.
like, to be completely
So James Gunn just explains in less than 20 seconds how Access Media works. Because you, and we'll go into the yous in a minute, because you guys said nice things about my stuff, I graced you with my presence. I gave you access. I gave you interview. And therefore, if you say nice stuff about my stuff, then you get access. So now, Access Media is inclined to say nice stuff about stuff so they can get access. That is how it all works. You know the thing that we've been saying for so fucking long about Access Media and how Access Media actually corrupts how you represent yourself or represent something? By the way, the people here, now what's even funnier here is Heather Antos is here, the most useless bint in comic book history. Fired from Marvel. Then was she fired from Image? And now she's an editor at IDW. Missed April O'Neil being spelled Arple O'Neil on the cover of a fucking comic. Great editor, by the way. all-round piece of dog shit human being. And then Eric Voss, who did a whole fucking channel and a whole fucking spiel about not being a shill. Shilling in 4K for James Gunn. Why is she the only one with pronouns? Because she's one of the stupid Whisper Network bitches. And she's mentally fucking ill. The only thing that Heather Antos will ever be known about was being roasted as a cum dumpster. Back in the day. This was one of the milkshake girls. Remember the milkshake girls from Marvel? The Marvel milkshake girls. That's so Mr. I'm Not a Shill literally had James Gunn saying, thank you for shilling. It's got you access. Now, we're going to be going through this podcast on the Real BBC this Tuesday on Gary's channel. So we're going to actually be going through the podcast on the Real BBC. But holy shit, yeah. Well, she didn't misspell. She didn't catch the spelling, the misspell of April O'Neil. It was Arple O'Neil. Not April, Arple O'Neil. And as an editor, you know, it's sort of your job to catch these things. Especially when they're on the front fucking cover. But there you go. So I said, well, not only did I just fucking laugh uproariously, but I said, shill for me, and access will be granted. And that is Access Media in a nutsack. Not a nutshell, a nutsack. Because that's how Access Media works. Because if any of those people, and they won't because they are bought and paid for people, but if any of those people were to now start to criticize James Gunn, criticize his films, then you'll suddenly find that he wouldn't grace them with his presence. They wouldn't get the interviews. They wouldn't get the access. I think Supergirl is going to have severe problems at the box office. And having seen the first trailer, I think that the first trailer is so bad. I initially thought that this film was going to make about 550. Top end, 550. 450 to 550 at the box office. Having seen that first trailer, I'm kind of thinking a little bit more around the 350 now. And I could see it being lower, but I'm going to say around about the 350. Which, if that is the case, it would be losing a lot of money. Based on the current predicted box office, which is by Forbes of 200 million. Now, just one more thing before I wrap this little segment up is, well, if it's got a good writer behind it then that's going to help. I mean, this is based off the Tom King depressive era of modernity DC heroes. And Tom King has written some of the worst fucking comics I've ever read. I don't think I've ever read a worse miniseries in my life than Crisis. Heroes in Crisis from Tom King. Hand on heart, no bullshit. I think it's the worst miniseries I've ever read in my fucking life in comics. So you've got somebody who's adapting Tom King's Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow, which was only written 3 years ago, modernity trash. But a good writer though, could turn this into lemonade. Even though the trailer didn't give any vibes of that, a good writer will turn this into lemonade. So, who is the writer of Supergirl? Well, the writer of Supergirl is a woman called Anna Nagaria. Now, Anna Nagaria was an actress on Vampire Diaries. She was an actress on the Vampire Diaries, but don't judge a book by its cover, okay? I know I'm skirting past a lot of NIGs today, folks, and it's scaring me. It's scaring me. So let me just see. Let's have a look at her writing credentials. So here's Anna Nagaria. Here she's known for Vampire Diaries, Supergirl writer, Michael J. Fox show. So she's been an actress in 15 projects. Okay. Not a huge amount, admittedly, but she's been an actress in 15 projects, and she's been a writer in one. She wrote a short called We Win in 2018. That is your writer for Supergirl. Okay, what she got coming up? She's going to be the Teen Titans writer. She's going to be the Wonder Woman writer. And the screenplay, which is the writer, of course, for Supergirl. Okay. No, looks like Supergirl is in great hands. Looks like it's in great hands. Inexperienced writer with based upon a shitty fucking book by a broken fucking idiot called Tom fucking King. In the age of modernity, who doesn't have any writing credits of any worth at all to her name, and the first trailer, which looks like shite. Can't wait for June of next year for Supergirl to come out. I'm sure it's going to do that $1 billion that John Campea said it would do. $1 billion. It's $1 billion. I will literally go to Turkey and have hair plugs put in if it does. Right? Big old bushy ponytails and buns, Princess Leia buns, everything. Oh, this is where we are, folks. This is where we are. I won't buy the hot toy. I have the other Supergirl from the Flash movie. The Flash isn't a good movie by any stretch of the imagination. It's not. And I didn't like the look of Supergirl in it leading up to the release of it. But when I watched the film, Supergirl is one of the least problems with the film. The last that played Supergirl, I thought she did the best that she could with what she had. And she was relatively likable, right? So I don't really have any complaints about her in the film. So, and I have that hot toy. I was okay to get that. I didn't even put the fork down. No. I've seen too much. But when Superman came out, when James Gunn's Superman, when Superman's James Gunn came out, hated the look of that costume. Hated it. Absolutely hated it. And hated the film. Thought the film was absolute dog shit. Dog shit. And I did not pick up that Superman hot toy, nor will I pick up that Superman hot toy, because I don't want it in my collection. It's as simple as that. I don't want it back in my collection. Not back in my collection. I don't want it in my collection. Do I want this Supergirl in my collection? No. I don't want Star Lady. I don't want Star-Lord ripoff in my collection. Thanks. I'm good. I don't like any of this James Gunn stuff at all. Peacemaker was a piece of shit. Absolute piece of fucking shit. Superman was a piece of shit. And now Supergirl is looking like a piece of shit. It's the DC trifecta of shite. Coming soon. Right. Where do we get to? We got to Jens has been a member for 71 months. Says Nuremberg is a fucking great movie. Russell and Rami were excellent. I think I'd like to go see that. I would like to see that. Lo-Fi Inkblot Beats with a $2 says your Transformer name is Master Blaster now, as. Don't know how to really take that. Thank you very much. I'm always blasting. Face, neck, and chest, baby. Ivan Cortez with a $5 says saw pics and vids of Erika Ishii at the Game Awards. Every time I look at her, I just get secondhand embarrassment. Absolutely no mannerism. I never watched the Game Awards. I mean, it happened at ridiculous o'clock for me anyway, but I don't really give a fucking shit. Game Awards. Let's see images. So this is okay. So okay. Oh. Oh. Yeah. Ghost of Yotai making winning no awards. 0 point. 0 point for Ghost of Yotai. Sorry. GM again. I don't want to say your name because I don't want to dox you in case that's not your screen name. But GM has sent a PayPal tip of 5 poons GBP. No message, just slamming a fiver in on PayPal. GM, thank you very much indeed. Nordstrom with a 300 Serbian dinar said, I like Millie Alcock in House of the Dragon. Everyone that I've heard spoke about her in House of the Dragon has said she did a good performance. I have nothing against Millie Alcock as an actress in the slightest. When I'm criticizing Supergirl, I'm literally criticizing Supergirl. The character just doesn't in any way, shape, or form look appealing. I think she's a talented actress and she'll definitely do her best, but this is a James Gunn project. I'm sure she will. I'm sure she'll try her hardest in this. And she gave her best before, because it's already done. She gave her best performance and all that kind of stuff and things. And I'm sure she'll have a talented future ahead of her. This won't, even if this film's a flop, I don't think it will lower her her value. If you've listened to a lot of the criticism around Superman, Peacemaker, and from what we've seen so far with Supergirl, it does land heavily on the shoulders of James Gunn. It just seems people don't seem to be liking his direction, what he's doing with the characters, how he's presented the DC universe, the complete and utter clusterfuck that it appears to be, this whole Batman in limbo business as well. So I do think the vast majority of the criticism is rightfully leveled at James Gunn. And yeah, we'll see. We'll see. And Nordstrom with a 300 Serbian again says, I think people gave James Gunn way too much benefit of the doubt because of the failure and mismanagement of Snyder and post-Snyder DCU. Well, look, when James Gunn did The Suicide Squad, that's kind of like a perfect movie for James Gunn. That really plays into his strengths. I mean, he appears to be a one-trick pony right now, but okay. But The Suicide Squad, I liked it. You know, I actually was surprised at how much I liked it. I thought it's a solid 7 out of 10 type of movie. And because of the success of the Guardians films, and I liked the first Guardians of the Galaxy, and I liked the second Guardians of the Galaxy. I wasn't a fan of the third particularly. I thought it was very mid, and I thought it was very the emotional manipulation of the fake animals was very just saccharine and obvious. And so I couldn't quite buy into Rocket Raccoon's story at all. But the first two I enjoyed. The Christmas special, the Guardians Christmas special, I enjoyed. But you've also got to take into consideration that Chris Pratt is a very charismatic and charming person and very affable. And that goes a long way when somebody, your main protagonist particularly, is very, very likable. They tend to win you over. That character tends to win you over. And they do a lot of the heavy lifting, even if other things around it not so well put together. This Supergirl doesn't come across as endearing, doesn't come across as likable. And that's your kind of typical girl boss bollocks that we get nowadays. So I can understand why people would give him the benefit of the doubt. I gave him the benefit of the doubt right up until the moment that he announced his slate. When he announced what he wanted to do, what film, I'm going to do Superman, then I'm going to do The Authority, then I'm going to do Batman, and then we're going to do this Wonder Woman, then we're going to do this Booster Gold. And then his answers tended to be for everything, because I like it. I wanted to do this because I like it. The moment he released his slate, I thought the thing was fucked. Fucked. And we're now technically 3 because of Creature Commandos, but nobody watched Creature Commandos. But after Superman and Peacemaker, it is fucked. And I don't think Supergirl is going to do it any further favors in the slightest. B1 with the $5 says new midnight shift sucks, but can catch a live sometimes now. Bonus. Okay. SE Kaiju with a $2 says Jeremy is growing his hair out to donate to you. I couldn't comment on that. I couldn't possibly comment on that. Tanaru with it. I have no idea why Jeremy's growing his hair, by the way. None. But look, at least he fucking can. Something I can't do. Tanaru with a $2 says, I survived the 80s Supergirl, so I'll survive this. The 80s Supergirl is not a good film. Something tells me I'd much rather watch that over what's coming. Nordstrom with a 300 Serbian dinar. People didn't go to see The Flash for the psychotic Ezra Miller, but because they wanted to see Michael Keaton play Batman. Well, they didn't even turn up, though. That's just the thing. I actually thought The Flash was going to do well because of Michael Keaton returning as Batman. I think I predicted about 750 at the box office. I was actually surprised at how badly it crashed. But Ezra Miller is another very non-likable character. And having 2 Ezra Millers. But Michael Keaton got paid. He don't care. Domikazi with a $5 says, can you think of a single action movie that was written or directed, not co-written or co-directed by a woman? For the life of me, I cannot. A single action movie. I got no idea. Point Break? Hurt Locker? Would you say Hurt Locker was an action movie, though? It's about bomb disposal. I put it this way. No, I personally can't. Oh, Late Night Rabbit with a $10 says, time to start selling forks etched with as. Stick an etch of Hill versus Babyface on the back of that. Boom. Hill versus Babyface cutlery. Thank you, Late Night Rabbit. Domikazi with a $5 says, how did they fuck up the Arrowverse so bad? I felt like it was pretty decent and watchable in the early Arrow and Flash seasons, but it got way worse. Well, fucking YouTube crashed again because it's fucking dog shit piece of shite. And YouTube don't give a fuck about their creators anymore. God. Just makes me want to stream on another platform. It does. It's doing my fucking head in. Hey, do you want multiple crashes every fucking stream you do? This is the YouTube way because we've got a memory leak issue that we can't fix. Well, the big problem with the Arrowverse is that it was by Greg Berlanti, right? And when it first started, the first couple of 3 seasons of Arrow were great, very good indeed. And then they wanted to there was a chap who ran the CW who was very unfortunately called Mark Pedowitz. Mark Pedowitz. A very unfortunate name. And he said that we want more women to be watching our shows than men. So we are now going to tailor them more towards lowering our male audience and rising our female audience. So they started to create much more stories involving the female characters and much more romantic stories and shipping stories to try and get more women invested. And I think that ran away, not just ran away a lot of the male audience because it was shit, but it wasn't well written. It was just really badly written. So the writing suffered, and then it just became every hero show, whether it was The Flash or Green Arrow or Legends of Tomorrow or whatever, it just became teen melodrama. Teen melodrama, the show, with very bad CGI. And so if you turned up for the superhero show and you wanted to see something that was resembling the character on the screen, like Oliver Queen, well, that went very quickly indeed. So there's that. Anyway, the CW was sold for $0, and the person who bought it acquired the $100 million of debt. That's how the CW fucking went. Nightclad with a $5 says, it seems like we won the whole Tomb Raider thing, but you know how they like to bait and switchers, never celebrate too early. The remake of the first Tomb Raider, I like the look of, right? I like the look of that. Could Lara have some bigger titty bags? Yes. But I like the look of it. I like the fact that they seem to have all the right movement structures in place with the character when she would climb up things, etc. Right? So the reimagining, whatever they're calling it, of the first Tomb Raider game coming out next year, I'm kind of looking forward to. Now, when they showed the trailer for the next game coming the year later, that to me didn't look anywhere close to as good as the remake of the first Tomb Raider game. Still got the same actress doing the voice for Lara in both the games. But that trailer didn't in any capacity grab my attention the way that the remake did. So a little bit nervous that after they've essentially remade the game, which has already been made, so all they have to do is just modernize how it looks, but pretty much keep the same beats, etc. And then moving to a completely original game. Then I'm we'll see. But I'm really holding my breath on that second one. DB with a £2 says, Az, are you getting Terminator 2 No Fate? Yes. And when I do, I will stream it either this Thursday or this Saturday. This Thursday or this Saturday. Terminator 2 No Fate. Fetch Quest Gaming with the $5 says Triple H screw John Cena and the fans with that lame ass match. Having Cena lose like that, it seemed to be the setup. It seemed to be the setup. This is the way that they go out, you know, when they retire. Gunther had introduced that submission move. They were still playing with the storyline that John Cena's never tapped out, even though John Cena has tapped out many times. Like 4 times. He's tapped out to like Benoit, Kurt Angle, I think The Undertaker. He's tapped out. He's tapped out before. So they set up the ending that Gunther was going to tap him out, and they did go through with that. The crowd though was so hot for Cena to win the match. So I said earlier in the stream, if they don't put the strap on Gunther, if they don't make him world champion real fucking quick, beat CM Punk, win the championship, or beat Cody and win the championship, and then become the big heel in the company, and give him a run. Like, give him a good, don't make him a transitional champ. Give him a run. Make people fucking hate him as a heel. This guy fucking did. But if they don't put the strap on him real quick, then this is gonna peter out, and this match will be a fucking waste. A waste. So unless they're willing to go ahead and give Gunther the big support now, this will be a waste. Garfield's Bizarre Adventure with a $5 says, remember when Zach begged his supporters for money after he decided to sue Mark Wade and then proceeded to drop the lawsuit? There are no refunds. No, they're not. No, they're not. That slush fund, yes. Bye. Remember he put out campaigns for books that haven't been released? Anyway. DB with a £2 says, Expedition 33 winning at the Game Awards. Perfect. A lot of haters. Well, who cares? Fuck the haters. Fuck the haters, because do you know who won? Gamers did. Because it was gamers that supported that game. It was gamers that went out and spread the word of mouth about how good that game was. So congratulations to the developers. They did a fucking wonderful job. Expedition 33, absolutely my game of the year as well. I've done my top 10. It's out there. And to be honest with you, I don't think there was any doubt. There wasn't any other game that was going to win for me. There were some wonderful games this year. I did my top 10. I've enjoyed a load of them. But Expedition 33 was above and beyond. That story was phenomenal. The characters were great. The world was absolutely fucking insane. And my God, what an absolute humdinger for a brand new studio. And yes, they embarrassed the AAA gaming industry. They embarrassed them. And people are whinging and moaning because what? Because there wasn't enough fucking certain melanin level colors in there. What? Why? Is this how you're going to play? Nah, fuck off. A true gamer, regardless of their color, doesn't care. A true gamer appreciates a game for what it is. The music was outstanding. The level design was outstanding. The art design was outstanding. The character design was outstanding. The voice acting was outstanding. The motion capture work was outstanding. The story was outstanding. The combat was fantastic. Deserved. And maybe that's what they're mad about. Maybe they're mad because merit won out. Instead of something else, instead of DEI or ESG, maybe they're so mad because merit won. Nordstrom with the 300 Serbian dinar says one of the biggest problems with the CW shows is they overstayed their welcome. Supernatural was 10 seasons too long after Eric Kripke left. Look, Supernatural was still bringing in bigger audiences than the vast majority of the shows on the CW. And so they couldn't cancel it, really, because they had a gravy train. Stephen Williams with a $5 says, hey, Az, why are Switch games so high for basically the same types of games? Why does Nintendo doesn't Nintendo make different types of games? I mean, Nintendo do make different types of games. But in terms of why they're so expensive for what they are, I'll give you an answer that you might not like, but the answer is because people will pay it. People will pay it because Nintendo has that big of a fan base. And there is that much love for Nintendo that they want to put their Switch out, you know, and they want to put those games out that obviously pale in comparison to other console games. Doesn't matter. Nintendo fans are like, we'll pay. So there's no necessity for them to do anything else. Right, folks, we shall wrap it up there, but I'll be back in an hour and 15 minutes. Let me just check something first. Where, as far as I am aware, we will be playing the headliners today, but there will be myself, QBG, X-Ray Girl, Carolyn, and Mr. Porkchop. So there'll be 5 of us in headliners today. 5. So I'll see you then. So massive thank you to everyone who came to watch today. Moderators, thank you for giving up your free time. Everybody who super chatted, remembered, gifted memberships, thank you for supporting the channel. I'll see you in an hour and a quarter with the headliners. Until then, you take care. Goodbye, Belobo.